Hi everyone, welcome to Underrated Nails. We're doing Christmas today. Let's get into it. So I'm just starting out right now by pushing back my cuticles and removing any dead skin from the cuticle area. So yes, this is one of my first videos and I am getting used to the whole recording and it is definitely a task trying to stay in focus. And I am a person with very dry cuticles, so I definitely have to do this, and I do this for all my clients. I am a licensed nail tech, and I am from New Orleans, Louisiana, and that's where I currently stay. Once I finish up with the cuticles, you can see I have shaped the nails. I am going in with my manicure bit, and I am going with the medium sand grit, and I am using the Kira Sky portable drill. I have dropped it a few times, so I have a few issues with it here and there. But for the most part, it does very well. And I am just going back around and I am just going to buff the shine off of my nails very, very gently. I am now about to just file down the free edge of my nails just to make sure that they're even so that I don't have any issues when it comes to actually putting on my nail tips so they can all look pretty even on the actual nail bed itself. And yes, I know the whole rocking back and forth is not supposed to be done, but this is on my personal nail, so I don't always have to follow the rules. Now, if it was a client, it'd be something different, but this is my personal nails, and it got the job done. I am now going in with some acetone, and I am just cleaning off any dirt, debris, and or oil off of those nail plates. And now I'm just prepping my tips that I already have that's pre-selected. I do make sure to push down the edges just to make sure that the tips are really flush with the edges. And I'm just going back in right now and I am going to uh, make the nail tip flush with my actual nail bed and the nail plate. I am now just going to clean up those end of the nails and make sure that they're even with each other and make sure that they're even. I'm now going in with Young Nails Protein Vine. Yes, we all love Young Nails Protein Vine. I am doing 2 layers just to make sure that I have great adhesion. I'm using Young Nails. Mine also, I just put it in a swipe bottle from Young Nails just to make it easier to control the smell. And so I'm going in with this turquoise color that I customly made using, a few different colors that I had on standby. but it is primarily mixed using a Young Nails product. So I am just going to go through that. And I'm only going to show just one nail, and then I want to get into the design because that's where more of the meat of technique is coming into play. Okay, once I have this heart nice and crisp the way that I want it, I'm going to cure this in my Kiara Sky lamp for 60 seconds. And it has a no sticky layer. And then I'm going to come in it with the chrome. And I'm going to dab that on top of the black so it can stick to that perfectly. And then I'm just going to dust away the debris. And sometimes there might be a little bit of fragment of debris left over, so you can also go back in with a smaller detail brush and clean up around it, like I did a little bit off camera. So since I am doing my own nails at this moment, I am going in with Young Nails Ultimate Finish Gel, and I am going to actually top coat 4 of the nails, and that's just to make sure that I don't mess with the chrome that I have just put on this nail, and it made sense just to cure the rest of the nails while I was top coating that nail to be protective from hitting myself. So these are the nails top coated, and that top coat is giving you life. All right, so I'm going in with Young Nails Flex Gel, uh, using the Synergy line, and I'm going in with that same acrylic that I did my nails in, and I'm going to mix those two together to get almost a poly gel paste so I can actually do a design on my nails. Now, typically, I do allow this to actually set up for at least 30 minutes to an hour, sometimes a whole day, just so it can have a thicker consistency of combining that gel with that acrylic. And sometimes when it's like doing it like this with especially such a pigmented gel, it can keep the consistency a little bit unpleasant, as very runny or more runnier than you actually want, when you're trying to make something of a polygel standard. So I am going to go in with the Young Nails Clear Acrylic, and the Speed Pink, and I am going to add some of that into that mixture just to give it a little bit thickness, because that initial acrylic color was so pigmented. Um, it really needed something else to hold and bring it together. So as you will see later on in the video, it will be pasty like it is now, but it is still like real sticky. It doesn't like really hasn't lost the real shine. I mean that stickiness I needed to go away. Okay, so I try to roll these out so I can make these little 3D emboss on the nail, like to frame it on the inside now. And I am going to use some alcohol, and I'm going to, do the whole press and pull method and to get it nice and even. But I did have a little bit of difficulty, like I was telling you prior, because it was a little bit too moist. And I did not go back on top and actually buff these nails because I didn't want to take the risk of actually making them too thick with a second top coat on top of them. And I didn't want to take the chance of actually buffing into the actual chrome itself. Alright, so as you can see, I'm just going around and I am going to get that nice and flush to where you look at it's like lines that's going down, and then I am also going to go back across those lines using the end of actual polygel brush, using the spatula to create these indents in this polygel that I created. So as you can see, I'm doing that right now. I did the rest of the design offline just because it took a little bit too much time and it was a little bit finicky. So here is me applying some acrylic underneath my stones that I have made look like ornaments on the full coverage nail tips in that teal color. And I'm going to add 2 stones on each. One is going to be a little cluster, and then one is going to be a stone. All right, so as you can see, I did like some little lace filigree on it. And I used actually some transfer paper to do that. And then I went back on top of it and I outlined it. I filled it in using some white to make it more pigmented on certain spots. And then on the embossed nail, I used some white to go in between to give those lines some definition. And it didn't come out as well as I would have hoped, but I really did like the ring finger part of this design. It really came together, and I wish I had did it on both. But I was not going back in and redoing this, so I decided just to keep it. It was only gonna be like for a week or two, so yeah. Okay, so now I'm just going in with that Ultimate Finish Gel from Young Nails, and I am going around and I am sealing in these stones. I know they have acrylic and glue underneath them, but I just want to make sure that they have no snag access. All right, so I am now about to go in with Young Nails white gel paint. And so I'm going to use that to go around the edges of these nails to create some icicles that's going to come down. And that's for 2 things. Number 1, just to give it a final look and make it look a little bit more Christmassy. And number 2, just to cover the ends of that gold liner paper that I use so that it can look like it is coming, like actual ornament from underneath it, underneath the snow. All right, once I have did the line around the actual perimeter of the nail, I am going to go down and I'm going to pull that down, creating long and short lines, just giving a little bit of icicle feel. All right, once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and sugar that now. And I am also going to do this on the thumb and the pinky. And then cure that, dust it off. All right, here's the final view.